Hey everybody, today I wanted to show you something super special to my heart. It was a plugin that was built by Zaydek for me. It was built because I went on Twitter ranting about how long it was taking me to name, frame, and flatten 200 icons. So Zaydek came to answer the call and solve a problem that I really needed solved. So today I'm going to go through that with you all. I use this for my day-to-day icon design work. It has cut my time in half. It used to take me hours to name, frame, and flatten my icons. Now it takes me like 5 minutes or less. So shout out to Zaydek for building this for me at username_Zaydek on Twitter. Sit back, relax, and watch the demo. Hey everybody, today we are going to go through a quick demo of the Icon Genie plugin. So, the Icon Genie grants you 3 wishes. What it does is it makes naming, framing, and flattening much quicker than it was before you got this plugin. I'm going to show you how quick naming, framing, and flattening can be with Icon Genie. Here we have the Icon Genie plugin demo file in Figma. You can get it on the community. If you'd like to go through and watch the video, you can find it here or visit the Notion that's here. Here are some instructions as well that you can go through. We have 2 areas, 2 different sizes of icons. Here we have 24 by 24 and here we have 80 by 80. Current state of this plugin only handles monochrome icons and it only handles one size at a time. Meaning if I'm doing 24 by 24, I can only do those. I can only generate or allow the plugin to handle those. If I'm doing 80 by 80, the output will only be 80 by 80. I will show what that means. Here we have our 24 by 24 icons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the plugin by pressing Command/Icon Genie. Loading up, it's waiting to select 1 or more icons. I can select multiple, so I can select just one. It'll show my union, or I can select all. What I want to focus on though, really importantly, is, as you can see here, I have a union, which is made up of an ellipse, a vector, and another union, as well as I have key lines behind it. The key lines don't have to be behind it. I can put the key lines all the way at the bottom or the key lines directly behind it and it will still work. So every one of these icons is a union or a subtraction. That's really important to know. What these are called is booleans, which you will find up here in the Boolean groups section. In order for this plugin to work, you're going to have a Boolean group and a keyline, this current state, as well as it's going to have to be a monochrome icon. So I have my Boolean groups. All these are Boolean groups. These ones are unions. These ones are subtracts. Oops. This one is subtract and this one is subtract. So all I do is I make sure I select all of these. That means my Boolean groups and my key lines. They're not attached. They're completely separate from one another. The plugin is open and in the plugin I see all my booleans, all my unions, and my subtracts down here. So why this plugin is magical and it grants you 3 wishes is because it allows you to name, frame, and flatten your icons very quickly. So before it took me hours to name, frame, and flatten my icons, now it takes me seconds. So what I want to do is I'm going to name these. This is the most manual process of the entire thing. Future state, this will probably be better, but for now, this process is still manual. So I'm going to name all of these icons very quickly. That was really quick because what I can do is I can go through each of these icons and just press tab as I'm going through them. You can also click an icon and it can bring you to that icon if you're super zoomed in. So you can see which one you are naming as well as see it here in the side panel. So one of the things I can do is I can press generate and that will generate the framing and flattening of the icons. So here I have my live icons. This is where it gets super cool to me because here my icons are still completely live. They're still unioned icons. They're just in a frame and they're named. So if I want to give this to another designer where they can still edit, or if I want to make changes based on a client's request, I can still do that. It's just way more cleaned up than it was. As well as I have flattened icons. These icons are named and flattened. And the best part about it is they're also scalable, completely scalable. So what that means is if I select all these icons and I want to make them bigger, they can grow as big as I want them to grow. They're completely scalable and they're ready for export, ready for dev. So this is a plugin that absolutely enhances your workflow. It speeds it up by so much compared to how long this would take you before you had this plugin. Another thing to note with this plugin, say if I delete these, once I delete those icons, the names are still saved to this plugin. So I would like to show you portion 2 of this plugin, sorting. If I want to sort my icons by the name, current state is position on the board. I want to name them. I want to sort them by name. So what that means is they're in alphabetical order. If I generate them, the generated icons are now in alphabetical order. Both live and flat icons are in alphabetical named sort order. If I delete these again, say if I'm like, I can go back to my icons and I can change the casing. So if I want them in title/case, I can change that. If I want them in snake case, I can change that. Anything I want, I can change that and it will generate the icons to have that proper casing. As you can see here, it's taking camel case, paint roller is camel case, which is brew. Casing is just another bonus for Icon Genie. Also, say you have a list of 200 icons, you can search as well. So say if I want to look for witch, I can search for witch and I can change witch. Let's say I want to change witch's brew to poison. Now it's gone from my search, but it's still in my search here as poison because my search before was witch. Now it's in poison. Moving on, I want to do the same thing to my 80 by 80 icons. I want to make sure they're unioned or they're a Boolean group, and then I want to make sure that there are key lines as well. So I have my film, compass, generate, and the Icon Genie works for 80 pixel icons as well. It works for any size icon you want to use it with. It just only currently works for monochrome. Currently, you can only utilize it separately. So if you want 24 by 24 and then 80 by 80, you have to do them separately. Future state, this will be together. But this is the Icon Genie. In a nutshell, it grants you 3 wishes. It names, frames, and flattens your icons in a matter of seconds in comparison to what it was before, which took hours. I have a icon set called the Squircle icon set. There's 165 plus icons in that icon set. This dwindled that time down to less than 5 minutes. It took me over 2 hours before to name, frame, and flatten those icons. Over 2 hours. It now takes me less than 5 minutes. That is a huge game changer for icon designers everywhere. That way they can speed up their workflows and push out icons faster. They can make changes to their icons quicker. They can make exportable icons much faster and change them without having to worry about making those exportable icons. It really puts your mind at ease when you're building your icon set. So I really hope you enjoyed this demo on the Icon Genie plugin. I really hope it helps you speed up your workflow and makes your life easier. Thanks for tuning in.